This is KI0AR. Does anyone need to use the repeater system before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu, Wednesdays, to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. I'll take them via NetLogger, which is the easiest way. If you have NetLogger, I'll see your call sign pop up and I'll get you logged in right away. I'll take them over the air, of course. I also take them via email. The email is ki0ar@ki0ar.com. If you do send an email, just in that check-in, let me know your first name, your location, and if you have a call sign, I'll get that on the list too. And you also may check in via YouTube. I am on YouTube under the same name. The Colorado Astronomy Net. If you search for that, you'll find that there, and I can log you in there as well. That's just as easy. All right, right now I'll go ahead and acknowledge the several check-ins already. We got Jack, KE0VH, thanks for checking in tonight. John, W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight. Roy, KI7PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. Ken, NB7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. And Mike, KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see, I'll go ahead and those are the NetLogger and YouTube check-ins so far. I don't think we have any emails yet. I'll check on that. Nope, didn't think so. So I'll go ahead and take check-ins over the air. All right. Anyone wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. All right, let's stop there. Let's see, I had a whole bunch. There was some signals that were unreadable, so I don't know what's going on with that. I know there were some people trying to check in. Also, if I do mess up your call and it sounds similar to what I call out, be sure to correct me on that as well. I'm just going through my list to see. Let's see if I got everything right. Let's see. Dalton, we got you. I saw you check in on NetLogger there. I got you checked in. That's a new call on the list. KJ5JYM, thanks for checking in tonight. Dalton, please stand by while I acknowledge the rest of the check-ins. I do have some questions for our new check-ins. And a little bit more about the net. Ed, W6RDZ, thanks for checking in tonight. Justin, K7RAN, thanks for checking in tonight. David, WE8M, thanks for checking in tonight. Philip, that's a new call on the list. K5RUN, thanks for checking in tonight. Also, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Same questions for you in just a sec. Joel, KD9ZGZ, thanks for checking in tonight. Patrick, NT9A, thanks for checking in tonight. Moy, N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Dave, AF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. And Robert, KJ5JOM, checking in tonight as well on YouTube. So thanks for the check-ins over on YouTube. Do appreciate that. Right now, that's also Robert. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. 3 new calls so far. So I like to touch base with my new check-ins right off the bat. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Been doing the net for almost 30 years. I'm starting to look into what I could do for the 30th anniversary, but we'll run about 2 hours. First half is, I'm going to let this thing reset and then tell you a little bit more about the net for our newbies there. All right, got some announcements coming up, some local astronomical news, a bulletin or two. We got a rocket report in there, and then after that, after the rocket report, I like to go down the list and talk with everybody. If they get questions, answers, uh, articles that people might be interested in, pass it along to the rest of the net, especially observation reports. But first off, for our new check-ins, the question is, what is your interest in astronomy? What's your level of experience, whether you're just starting out and learning? This is a learning net, so I learn something new every net as well. And I've been doing it for quite a few decades. Like to find out what your level of experience is, whether you've been doing it for a long time or just starting out, wondering what those stuff is up in the skies, somewhere in between, because you guys are my resources as well for information, especially if you have different interests than myself. Dalton, KJ5JYM, tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead, welcome to the net.
Don't have really any background in astrology, but anyway, no, I was just hanging out, listening, listening to you guys talk about the sky. It's there, it's cool, and it's going to stay for a long time. Back to you.
All right, Dalton, again, welcome to the net. Yeah, definitely stick around. A lot of good information coming up. And some of it we actually talked about 13 years ago. So that's one of the bulletins for this evening. We've talked a lot about it. We're not rehashing, but a lot of new stuff that's come up over the years. A lot of stuff has changed as well when I first started the net. So it's definitely interesting stuff. It's been here for a while, but sometimes it changes pretty rapidly as well. So thanks for checking in tonight. Please stick around, and again, welcome. Next, Philip, K5RUN. Good evening to you, Philip. Make sure I got that call sign correct. Hopefully, if you have an RUN in the end of the call sign, definitely, if I messed that up or if that's correct, you can let me know as well and I'll correct it. That's what came up on the board here. Welcome to the net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
This is Phil, K5RUN, Phil in Frisco, Texas. Appreciate the welcome to the net. My level of experience with astronomy is at a level under novice. I think I was put to the point where I don't know that I can pick out the Big Dipper. So I've never had anybody really give me any training or any real guidance in it. I'm just, so new at it, but would like to learn. So that's kind of why I'm here. K5RUN.
All right, Philip, again, welcome, and definitely stick around. If you've got any questions or anything piques your interest, definitely we'll talk about it for sure a little bit later on. So keep that in mind. We've got some good information coming up. We got a new month just starting August here, so Lots of information coming up about this month as well. Let's see. The same question posed to the YouTubers out there. If you can't respond directly over the air, let me know what your background interest in astronomy there. The new one, KJ5JOM, Robert, on out of Texas there. Just listening there. Excuse me, you got Bob down there. Bob, yeah, there we got you. We'll correct that. Let us know what your interest there is in the chat, and I'll pass it along to the rest of the crew as well. So, Bob, welcome to the net as well through YouTube. And Caleb, KF0UPB. Let's see, I got you on the list. That's a new call as well. So I got you checked in. If I see you on NetLogger or YouTube and you got a call sign, I got you checked in. Let's see. Yeah, there is some lag between the check-ins here, and definitely a big lag over on YouTube there, Caleb. That's a new call, so I'm going to call on you direct. KF0UPB. I know you're out there listening. Tell us a little bit about your interests, background in astronomy, and again, welcome. Go ahead, please. All right, Michael, DO3YAO, Germany. Thanks for checking in tonight. We got you on the list. All right. Yeah, Caleb, we'll get back to you a little bit. I know you're there listening over on YouTube there. When you get a chance, we'll definitely catch up for sure. All right. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and get the net started. I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on. I got some announcements, and I'll get into the local astronomical news, and then I will get some more check-ins, unless, of course, you're checking in via NetLogger or YouTube or email. For those of you who are listening and are new to the net, you may want to check out skyhublink.com. That's skyhublink.com for more information about the system that we're operating through tonight. So if you're on Echolink or Allstar, our direct links to that system for sure. Announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links to the website and the newsletter. Probably later this year or maybe early next year, I'm going to try to convert over to a new website. I'll let you guys know about that. I have put in for coastronomy.net. So now all I have to do is set up the website for that particular URL. And a lot of stuff will be switching over on that, so I may have some ideas of what I want to do with that. But I do have the URL for it. I just need to create a website for it. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, youth group that meets out in Strasbourg on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch. Communications as well. More than welcome to visit their website at www.iaas.org or visit them on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also, the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. So if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. Also, the IAAS has a call sign for a club call sign K0AAS. If you happen to hear K0AAS over the air, definitely hop on there and say hey, or give us a call on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. We usually monitor that, and the kids, I'm sure, would be more than happy to talk with you. We do have some radio operators there, but they're usually working on projects. But if they hear someone calling, they'll be happy to say hey.
I'm sorry I didn't catch it. There's a little problem to the internet line. Coming back here in Germany is a little bit broken. Checking up here, came here from Germany. Yes, I didn't catch it. Yes, the internet line is from time to time broken here from my side. I'm sorry. This is DO3YO. Please, can you hear me over there? Check me up for my call, please. This is DO3YO. I'm sorry.
No worries, no worries. DO3YAO. I do have you checked into the Colorado Astronomy Net. You may want to try listening on YouTube. Colorado Astronomy Net is on YouTube. It is a little bit delayed, but you can certainly listen in there as well. But I got you checked in, Michael. No worries. This is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And Shane, we got you checked into KJ5MER. And yeah, okay. We did, Caleb was a new call. Caleb, we will give you a call. KF0UPB, KF0UPB. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Please go ahead. One more announcement. For those of you who are interested in flight simulations, you may want to check out Jack's Flight Sim on YouTube, KE0VH's YouTube channel, Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM, on Monday and Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And it's a very enjoyable flight that he puts on there, and he flies all over the world. Got a great bunch of guys that check in, as well as ham radio operators too, listening in and flying along with Jack. So if you can join on Mondays and Wednesdays, definitely check out his channel. You can check out his channel now and check out some of the past flights as well. Caleb over there, check out skyhublink.com, and for the frequencies down there, we usually use yeah, I'll have to look that up, but check that out. I'll put that in the notes there. All right, Rick, we got you on the list. VA3RKL, thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see. I don't see much else. Okay, there we go. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And here's the local astronomical news. I'll start off with the phases of the moon as usual. We had a first quarter moon on the 1st. We've got a full moon coming up on the 9th. Last quarter moon occurring on the 16th. We've got a new moon on the 23rd. And then another first quarter moon on the 31st. The moon will be at apogee. Was at apogee on the 1st. Not quite the farthest away from the Earth this month, but it was 251,134 miles from Earth. The moon will be at perigee on the 14th. It's closest approach to the Earth this month. On the 14th, it will be 229,465 miles from Earth. The moon will be at apogee again on the 29th, and this time it will be the farthest from the Earth this month. It will be 251,374 miles from Earth. So an interesting month with 2 first quarter moons and two times that it's at apogee as well. No fancy names for that. Usually with if there's 2 full moons in a month, then it's called a blue moon. But no fancy names for first quarters or apogees in a month occurring more than once there. Planetary highlights for August. The longer nights of August beckon with several treats this month. Saturn and Neptune undergo their second conjunction of the year, appearing together in a low-power telescope eyepiece. Telescopic observers also get 2 shadow transits of Titan across Saturn. Early risers enjoy a spectacular conjunction of the 2 brightest planets in the sky, Venus and Jupiter, on August 12th, the same day the Perseid meteor shower peaks. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, August 2025, page 28. On with the planets. Mercury will be stationary on the 10th, meaning that it does not appear to move forward nor backward relative to the background stars. Mercury will be at greatest western elongation, about 19 degrees west of the sun. That means it's actually leading the sun. That will be on the 19th. So it'll be, Mercury will be, let's see, rising this week around 5:30 a.m. Mercury is visible about 30 minutes before sunrise, just above the eastern horizon after the first week of the month. So it'll be a little bit tough to spot now, but it's rising about a half an hour before the sun now. So it's going to be lost in that twilight glow until about next week. Mercury moves from the constellation of Cancer into Leo, shining at magnitude 0.7 on the 15th. Quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning that as the magnitudes go up, the relative brightness of an object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see is about 6th magnitude under optimal conditions, away from cities, nice dark skies, things like that. Here in the city, it's more like 4th magnitude. So a magnitude 5 object is about 2.5 times brighter than a magnitude 6 object, while a magnitude 7 object is 2.5 times dimmer. So anything greater than 6, you will definitely need binoculars or a telescope to see. But on those lower magnitude objects, definitely take a look with binoculars or a telescope at those as well. So Venus is rising about 3 a.m. This week, maybe just a few minutes after. Look for Venus to the southeast before about an hour before sunrise. Venus moves from the constellation of Gemini into Cancer, shining at magnitude minus 3.9 on the 15th. Mars is setting about 10 p.m. this week. Look for Mars to the west in the evening. Mars is in the constellation of Mercury, shining at magnitude 1.6. Then we got Jupiter. Jupiter is rising about 3:30 a.m. this week. Look for Jupiter to the southeast about an hour before sunrise. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude minus 1.9. And you'll notice that Jupiter is following Venus by about 20 minutes. It'll be getting closer and closer as the month progresses. We got Saturn. Saturn is rising about 10:10 p.m. This week. Look for Saturn low to the east late in the evening. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.7. Then we got Uranus. Uranus is rising about 12:40 a.m. this week. Look for Uranus to the south before sunrise. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.7. And then we got Neptune. Neptune is rising about 10:07 p.m., so just a few minutes before Saturn this week. Look for Neptune low to the east late in the evening, leading Saturn by just a few minutes all month. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. Actually, Neptune is fairly easy to spot. If you can spot Saturn with a pair of binoculars, just move them up about a degree, or about two moon widths, just almost directly above Saturn, and you may be able to see Neptune. However, Neptune is about 120 times dimmer than Saturn, so good luck with that. You will definitely need some darker skies to spot Neptune. But because Saturn is such a good pointer for Neptune, it should make it a little bit easier to spot Neptune. Neptune is, you'll see a discernible disk, and it will look kind of a bluish green, mostly blue. Mostly blue planet. Uranus is more greenish with some blue in it. So Uranus is kind of greenish, Neptune kind of bluish. They are kind of difficult to find, but when you do find them through a telescope, definitely interesting to spot. For our dwarf planets, we have Ceres. Ceres will be stationary on the 15th. Ceres is rising about 11:40 p.m. this week. Ceres can be spotted low to the south after midnight. Actually closer to about 1 or 2 a.m., a little bit further. Give it some time, maybe to 3 a.m. Give it a couple of hours to rise up a little bit. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.4. And then Pluto. We got Pluto rising about 7:45 p.m. The best time to spot Pluto is around midnight, when it is highest in the sky to the south. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.1. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. And yeah, right now it's going to be difficult to spot those dimmer objects for sure, because of the waxing moon, and we have a full moon coming up next week. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net, continuing. Meteor showers. We've got a couple of meteor showers coming up. However, they'll be a little bit difficult to spot all but the brightest ones. But we got the Northern Delta Aquarids meteor shower, extends from July 16th through September 10th. The maximum occurs on August 13th. The hourly rates reach a high of 10. And then we got the Perseids meteor shower. It is generally visible between July 23rd and August 22nd. Maximum occurs on during August 12th, 13th. The hourly rate typically reaches 80, although some years have been as low as 4 and as high as 200. The meteors tend to be very fast, possess an average magnitude of 2.3, and leave persistent trains. This is one of the best meteor showers of the year, and because it is summer in the northern hemisphere, one of the more comfortable ones. However, a full moon, August 9th, significantly affects the visibility of Perseid meteors. By August 12th, the night of the Perseids peak, the moon rises around 10 p.m. local daylight time and remains up the rest of the night, just as the shower's radiant in Perseus is climbing higher in the sky. But all is not lost. The Perseid meteor shower carries some of the brightest meteors, which are always visible even with moonlight. You can improve the visibility of fainter meteors by traveling to higher altitudes above 5,000 feet, where a thinner atmosphere reduces the scattered light of the moon, rendering the sky darker. Even so, observed rates this year will be well below the advertised peak. Set your expectations at 12 per hour. The Perseids are active July 17th through August 24th. The earlier part of the shower occurs under a dark moon on August 1st. For example, the first quarter moon sets around midnight. The radiant reaches a respectable 50 degrees in altitude by 4 a.m. local daylight time. The moonless skies diminish by nearly an hour each day. The Perseids are associated with Comet 109P Swift-Tuttle, which last reached perihelion in 1992 and returns again in a century. That excerpt was from Astronomy Magazine, August 2025, page 29. And comets, we do have one very dim comet, Comet C 2024 E1 Huerchos, is passing through the constellation of Hercules this month, shining around 12th magnitude. So a 10-inch scope or greater and dark skies will be needed to view it. So, however, predictions for this comet are that it will increase in magnitude to maybe about 4th magnitude, making it a visible magnitude, visible comet by January. So we'll keep an eye on this comet over the next few months. And that's it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and check in Rick, VA3RKL, thanks for checking in tonight, and Doug, K0ATP, thanks for checking in tonight. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins before I get into the bulletins for this evening. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. All right, got Mark, KC8FQV, thanks for checking in tonight. Richard, WA7AFV, thanks for checking in tonight. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net, Richard. That's a new call on the list, so thanks for that. And Alan, N4LBL, also a new call on the list, so welcome. Question for both of you. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, call sign Kilowatt, India, 0 Alpha, Romeo. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. We got plenty of time left tonight. Been doing this for 30 years, almost there, and I always like to touch base with my new check-ins, find out a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Whether you're just starting out and you've been doing it for decades like I have, or somewhere in between, what your interest may be within the realm of astronomy. Richard, I'll pose that question to you. What are your interests, background in astronomy? Are you just starting out? Are you here to learn? Have you got something to teach me over the years? WA7AFV, welcome to the net. Tell us a little bit about your background. Go ahead. I hope I got that call right. All right, Alan, down in Colorado Springs, N4LBL. Welcome to the net. Tell us a little bit about your same question there. Tell us a little bit about your interest, background in astronomy. Please go ahead.
Hi, hello. I hope my signal is adequate. I haven't tried this computer in a long time, and I'm running into installation. Actually, in astronomy, I'm really much more interested in cosmology, reading about women's cosmology. Can't do calculus anymore, so I don't do physics for real. But I wanted to make it up. This is ancient history, 1961, when I was a 16-year-old, I was living in Yale's radio observatory, doing HF, high frequency Jupiter studies. And I was there to build pieces of a radio telescope to go to India to do Jupiter studies, 10 hours away. And perhaps you'd be interested in hearing about that ancient history, high frequency stuff.
Hey, Alan. Yeah, I was 4 then, so you got a few more years on me, but we would love to sometime. We could probably do a whole program on that. So again, welcome. We've got a program planned tonight, and so that would definitely be interesting to hear some of that information. Some of my interest is well, it's all. My interests cover a broad spectrum in astronomy, but one of the near and dear to my heart is cosmology as well. So definitely like to hear about you working with HF and scopes. But yeah, definitely get with me. And we can talk about maybe you doing a presentation and taking over some of the net in the near future would be quite beneficial. So we got definitely some interest on that as well, Alan. For sure, you can drop me an email, ki0ar@ki0ar.com, or just look me up on QRZ and click that email link there and drop me a note. Let me know how much info you got on that, or I do go down the list a little bit later on. Hopefully people can stick around for that. I do go down the list. You're kind of far down on the list right now, but I'm sure a lot of our listeners tonight would love to hear some of that historical information. And again, welcome to the net there, Alan.
Well, I'll be glad to prepare something. I doubt I'll have 10 minutes, take 10 minutes. 10 minutes actually sounds like a gigantic number.
No worries, Alan. You know, anywhere from anywhere from 3 to 10, whatever. I try to keep my my bulletins down to about that, along with the rocket report. So you know, I can definitely we can whatever information that you have. I'm sure our crew would love to hear some of that as well. All right, maybe we'll see how it goes. We're running kind of behind schedule. The rocket report is a little shorter tonight, but we may have some time just in case. You can share some anecdotes a little bit later on. I'll call on you after that and see. or you can certainly prepare something a little bit more in depth for future as well.
I'll send you an email and for LBL.
All right, Alan, I'll look forward to that. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and get into the bulletins for this evening. For those of you who are interested in ISS passes, you may want to check out this website, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. Right now I am looking at that page and seeing nothing on visible passes over the Denver area in the next 10 days. However, now I am showing a link of all passes of the ISS over the Denver area coming up. The nice thing I like about this particular website is if I click on a particular date, I will get a nice star chart. I get a nice star chart, 8.5, that I can print out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet and take a look at it. The one that I have posted now shows a nice sunshine, but let me see if I can go back to a previous one where I have a star chart on it. There we go. There we go. We got another star chart on there. On the website there, so you can take a look at that. That's what the star chart would look like, and as opposed to taking a look on your iPhone, iPad would be better, but your iPhone or your cell phone there, seeing a little image. I know those apps are great for telling you where they are and where to look, but sometimes a star chart will give you a little bit better information as to what constellations and things like that it's passing through, and maybe an elevation above your particular location as well. Again, that website, www.heavens-above.com. That's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, got a bulletin tonight from JPL, dated August 4th, marking 13 years on Mars. NASA's Curiosity picks up new skills. New capabilities allow the rover to do science with less energy from its batteries. 13 years since Curiosity landed on Mars, engineers are finding ways to make the NASA rover even more productive. The six-wheeled robot has been given more autonomy and the ability to multitask. Improvements designed to make the most of Curiosity's energy source, a multi-mission radioisotope thermoelectric generator, or MMRTG. Increased efficiency means the rover has ample power as it continues to decipher how the ancient Martian climate changed, transforming a world of lakes and rivers into the chilly desert it is today. Curiosity recently rolled into a region filled with boxwork formations. These hardened ridges are believed to have been created by underground water billions of years ago, stretching for miles on this part of Mount Sharp, a 3-mile tall or 5-kilometer tall mountain. The formations might reveal whether microbial life could have survived in the Martian subsurface eons ago, extending the period of habitability farther into when the planet was drying out. Carrying out this detective work involves a lot of energy besides driving and extending a robotic arm to study rocks and cliff sides. Curiosity has a radio, cameras, and 10 science instruments that all need power. So do the multiple heaters that keep electronics, mechanical parts, and instruments operating at their best. Past missions like the Spirit and Opportunity rovers and the InSight lander relied on solar panels to recharge their batteries, but that technology always runs the risk of not receiving enough sunlight to provide power. Instead, Curiosity and its younger sibling, Perseverance, each use their MMRTG nuclear power source, which relies on decaying plutonium pellets to create energy and recharge the rover's batteries, providing ample power for the rover's many science instruments. MMRTGs are known for their longevity. The twin Voyager spacecraft have relied on RTGs since 1977. But as the plutonium decays over time, it takes longer to recharge Curiosity's battery, leaving less energy for science each day. The team carefully manages the rover's daily power budget, factoring in every device that draws on the batteries. While these components were all tested extensively before launch, they are part of complex systems that reveal their quirks only after years in the extreme Martian environment. Dust, radiation, and sharp temperature swings bring out edge cases that engineers couldn't have expected. We were more like cautious parents earlier in the mission, said Ryder Larson of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California, which built and operates the rover. Larson led a group of engineers who developed the new capabilities. It's as if our teenage rover is maturing, and we're trusting it to take on more responsibility. As a kid, you might do one thing at a time, but as you become an adult, you learn to multitask. Please hold all check-ins until after I call them after the reports, or you may check in via NetLogger or YouTube and participate on the chats there. I will take check-ins over the radio in just a few minutes after we finish the bulletins and the rocket report. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net, continuing. More efficient science. Generally, JPL engineers send Curiosity a list of tasks to complete one by one before the rover ends its day with a nap to recharge. In 2021, the team began studying whether 2 or 3 rover tasks could be safely combined, reducing the amount of time Curiosity is active. For example, Curiosity's radio regularly sends data and images to a passing orbiter, which relays them to Earth. Could the rover talk to an orbiter while driving, moving its robotic arm, or snapping images? Consolidating tasks could shorten each day's plan, requiring less time with heaters on and instruments in a ready-to-use state, reducing the energy used. Testing showed Curiosity safely could, and all of these have now been successfully demonstrated on Mars. Another trick involves letting Curiosity decide to nap if it finishes its tasks early. Engineers always pad their estimates for how long a day's activities will take, just in case hiccups arise. Now, if Curiosity completes those activities ahead of the time allotted, it will go to sleep early. By letting the rover manage when it naps, there is less recharging to do before the next day's plan. Even actions that trim just 10 or 20 minutes from a single activity add up over the long haul, maximizing the life of the MMRTG. For more science and exploration down the road. Miles to go. In fact, the team has been implementing other new capabilities on Curiosity for years. Several mechanical issues required a rework of how the robotic arm's rock pulverizing drill collects samples, and driving capabilities have been enhanced with software updates. When a color filter wheel stopped turning on one of the two cameras mounted on Mastcam, Curiosity's swiveling head, the team developed a workaround allowing them to capture the same beautiful panoramas. JPL also developed an algorithm to reduce wear on Curiosity's rock-battered wheels. And while engineers closely monitor any new damage, they aren't worried. After 22 miles or 35 kilometers, the extensive research, it's clear that despite some punctures, the wheels have years worth of travel in them. And in a worst case scenario, Curiosity could remove the damaged part of the wheel's tread and still drive on the remaining part. Together, these measures are doing their job to keep Curiosity as busy as ever. More about Curiosity. Curiosity was built by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is managed by Caltech in Pasadena, California. JPL leads the mission on behalf of NASA's Science Mission Directorate in Washington as part of NASA's Mars Exploration Program portfolio. Malin Space Science Systems in San Diego built and operates Mastcam. For more about Curiosity, visit science.nasa.gov/mission/MSL-Curiosity. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I'm going to call on Ed, W6RDZ, to see if he is up for giving us the rock report this evening. If not, I will go ahead and do it. W6RDZ, Ed, are you able to give the rocket report tonight? Go ahead.
Good. Hey, Bernard, good evening to the net. This is Ed, W6RDZ, your rocket man, and I can get the rocket report tonight. Back to you, brother.
All right, Ed, fantastic, and your sound is sounding, or your radio sounded fine. I'm a little overmodulated over there on YouTube, but trying to adjust the volume here. Let's see. Let me switch back. I just realized I had switched over to analog. I'm going to switch back over to digital. Then I'll let you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ah, that's much better. All right, Ed, please go ahead with the rocket report. W6RDZ, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
All right, good evening again, Bernice. Yeah, this is tonight's rocket report. This is covering a week back, so we're looking back to July 29th launches, Tuesday, all the way up to August 12th. So let's look at last week's launches. Wow, we had a busy week. We saw 10 launches. 5 of them were SpaceX, 3 Chinese launches, 1 Indian, and 1 Blue Origin suborbital. So a week ago, Tuesday at 21:37 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX launched Starlink Group 10-29 to join the mega constellation in low Earth orbit. The Falcon 9 rocket launched from Slip 40, Cape Canaveral, Florida. 28 B2 minis made the trip on booster B1069. 26 flights. It was SpaceX's 96th launch of 2025 and the 165th orbital launch attempt worldwide. I'm break there for the repeater. W6RDZ back with tonight's rocket report. Second launch. China's CASIC, they launched the Long March 8A rocket from the Wenchang Space Launch Site on Wednesday, July 30th at 1:49 Mountain Daylight Time. The SatNet LEO-6 mission successfully orbited 9 communication satellites in low Earth orbit. CASIC says the constellation will eventually consist of 13,000 satellites. Third launch, India successfully launched the GSLV Mark II rocket on Wednesday, July 30th at 6:10 Mountain Daylight Time. The Indian workhorse, that's the GSLV Mark II, placed the NASA and ISRO, which is the Indian Space Research Organization, that satellite, a synthetic aperture radar, on the NISAR satellite into Sun synchronous orbit. The rocket launched from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in India. It was the Indian Space Research Organization's 99th mission and the GSLV's 12th success. That was followed also on Wednesday by China's X-Space. It launched the PSRC-S1 mission on a Kuheiso 1A rocket from the Xichang Launch Center at 2000 Mountain Daylight Time, that going to low Earth orbit. The PRSC is a Chinese-built Earth observation satellite for Pakistan's Spaces and Upper Atmosphere Research Commission, or SUPARCO. All right, I'm going to take another break there for the repeater. W6RDZ back with the rocket report. All right, Thursday, July 21st at 12:35 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX. They launched Starlink Group 13-4 on Falcon 9 from pad Slip 4E at Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. 19 V2 minis went into a high inclination polar sun synchronous orbit to cover Alaska and other polar regions. It was booster 1071's 27th flight. The big launch of the week happened on Friday, August 1st at 9:43 Mountain Daylight Time when SpaceX successfully launched the Crew 11 mission to the ISS. The Crew Dragon capsule C206 Endeavour with 4 NASA NASA astronauts inside lifted off from pad LC-39A, Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The crew is composed of astronauts, NASA commander Zena Cardman, NASA pilot Mike Finkel, mission specialist Kimya Yuri of Japan's JAXA, and Oleg Platonov of Russia's Roscosmos. It is the Crew Dragon Endeavour 6th flight. The launch had been scrubbed the day before as a dark bottom cloud just kissed the 10-mile exclusion zone near T0. Friday had some clouds too, but SpaceX got the launch off the second time. All right, it was Booster 1093's third launch and landed. The D-1094 landed at launch zone 1 just down the coast. This was the final booster landing for LZ-1. LZ-2 will remain operational for a little while, but decides being leased out soon, and new landing zones are under construction. The undocking of the Crew 10 and splashdown in the Pacific is scheduled for August 6th. We're going to reset the repeater here. W6RDG back with the record report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, let's see. Sunday saw Blue Origin launch another successful suborbital New Shepard space tourist flight from Cornell, West Texas. The NS-34 was the 14th human flight of New Shepard. That brings us to yesterday, Monday, August 4th. SpaceX launched Starlink Group 1030 on Falcon 9 from Slick 40, Cape Canaveral, Florida, at 1:57 Mountain Daylight Time. 28 Starlinks joined the constellation in low Earth orbit. It was Booster 1080's 21st flight and the 510th successful Falcon 9 launch. And also yesterday, Monday the 4th, China's CASIC launched SatNet LEO Group 07 that launched on a Long March 12 rocket from the Wenchang Space Launch Center or site in China, and that happened at 10:21 Mountain Daylight Time. This was another batch of communication satellites for China's SatNet mega constellation operated by the China Satellite Network Group. And lastly, launch 10 of the week. Yesterday, Monday, August 4th at 21:45 Mountain Daylight Time, Rocket Lab successfully launched the Harvest God Prize mission. That on an Electron Curie rocket, they left the pad at LC-1B on the Mahia Peninsula of New Zealand. And it took the QPS-SAR-12 small high-performance synthetic aperture radio satellite to low Earth orbit. It was Rocket Lab's Electron's 65th successful mission and the 11th of 25. We'll do a reset there. W6RDZ back with tonight's rocket report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. That was all 10 launches last week. I think we're looking here at 6 launches coming up. First one will be Thursday, August 7th. SpaceX is going to launch another Project Kuiper, the KF-02 mission, for competitor Amazon. The Falcon 9 is scheduled to launch from Slick 40, Cape Canaveral, Florida, at 8:01 Mountain Daylight Time. 24 broadband internet satellites are headed to Amazon's low Earth orbit constellation. Second launch. Where are we going? China announced on Friday, August 8th at 10:33 Mountain Daylight Time. It intends to launched the Geelong 3 rocket from China's coastal waters with an undisclosed payload. That's going to should be the 175th orbital launch in 2025. I'm going to reset there. W6RDZ, back with the rest of the rocket report. Saturday, August 9th at 20:05 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX is scheduled to launch Starlink Group 17-4 on a Falcon 9 from Vandenberg. Sunday, August 10th at 6:16 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX plans to launch a Falcon 9 carrying a Starlink Group 10-20 from Cape Canaveral. The big one should be Sunday, August 10th at 18:07 Mountain Daylight Time. United Launch Alliance, or ULA, and they are slated to launch a Vulcan Centaur from Slick 41, Cape Canaveral, Florida. This will be the third orbital launch attempt for the new Vulcan rocket. This is the USSF-106 mission, and it is intended to carry the NTS-3 satellite and another classified satellite for the United States Space Force into geosynchronous orbit. Go Vulcan. And the last launch of the week, as scheduled currently, Tuesday, August 12th at 18:37, Ariane Space intends to launch the METOP-SGA-1 mission on an Ariane 26 rocket from Diana Space Center in French Guiana. This is a single payload meteorological satellite going to sun synchronous orbit. We're going to reset the repeater there. All right, W6RDZ back. With the rocket report, didn't have any time to develop any in-depth news story. I just wanted to again congratulate the Australians on Gilmore's Space's air launch attempt. Was successful progress there on a test flight, didn't reach orbit. There is spectacular footage out there and analysis. I encourage everyone to go on YouTube and have a look at Scott Manley's analysis of that. He always gives the best analysis of launch failures. All right. And then a quick Starship update. I sure hope Dave is tuning in. He can do this way better than me. But the Starship successfully completed 2 launch fires, one with one engine, one with all 6. They did that on their specially modified test stand that went on top of the launch ring at the launch pad, as their test site is still compromised. They're still rebuilding the test site. So we are on track for a mid-August launch, my best guess. That's all I have for you. That's W6RDZ, your rocket man. We're turning it back to Sam and Furnace. You guys have a good night and a nominal flight.
All right, Ed, thanks for that. Thanks for the rocket report tonight. I know you put a lot of work into that as well, so do appreciate that. And yeah, we'll get down to Dave in a little bit. But right now, let's see. Nobody else checked in via YouTube or email or NetLogger, so I'll go ahead and open up the net call for anybody else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net. Please call with your call sign phonetically twice. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Can somebody give me, let's see, there we go. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Saw a drop out there. All right, now is the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. First on the list tonight is Jack, KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Ernest, good evening. Real good timing. Just landed the aircraft in Boise, so put her down on the ground. And good evening to everybody around the net. Yeah, tomorrow night I think in my sim I'm going to fly from Boise to Medford in the CRJ as we try to learn to fly the Aerosoft CRJ. And I'll tell you, it's tricky. It's not as automatic as the Airbus or the Boeing. And nothing astronomical wise. Really sorry about that, but. Good to hear you tonight. Enjoy the information on the net, and we'll look forward to hearing what everybody else has to say tonight. But yeah, if you want to join me in the flight sim tomorrow evening at 6:30 Mountain Time on my YouTube channel. Thanks for talking about that at the beginning, Berners. All right, with that, back to you. Good evening. Have a great night, everybody. This is KE0VH in Wheat Ridge.
All right, Jack. Yeah, I can relate. The weather has not really cooperated all that much. I do get to see the moon in its phases during my evening walks, but the clouds and stuff like that have definitely contributed, and the smoke and the haze have contributed to poor viewing at best. But yeah, Jack, definitely I'll try to join you for your flight tomorrow for sure. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is John, W2JLS. Good evening to you, John, out in Ohio. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Ernest. Good evening to you, sir. Good evening on your ears to you and all the listeners out here on the Colorado Astronomy Net. Yeah, I was going to share, I know I checked in a couple of weeks ago and mentioned about Orion star Betelgeuse. They had identified with some pretty interesting imaging. I took in a little bit further on this. They identified its binary partner. And I saw online that they had nicknamed this the bracelet, is what I saw, and then I went digging in a little bit deeper. Actually named it Suara, which it means the bracelet or her bracelet. And then I thought, why did they name it her bracelet? And then I dug in a little bit on the history of Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse itself means her hand, Yad al-Jawza, from the Arabic, her hand. Then that begs the question, well, was Orion once a feminine constellation? And it's apparently in the pre-Islamic Bedouin culture. These guys were in the desert. It was dark. They had very little moisture in the air, and they could see everything. So there's a reason why all of these stars' names are Arabic in origin. And it turns out that the constellation of Orion was at one point feminine, and the hand of Yad al-Jawza, the hand of Jawza, is referred to a female constellation in their mythology, which I thought was really kind of neat. Apparently, the people that in association with the speckled imaging that were able to identify that star gave a nod back to the old Middle Eastern tradition. And I thought that's also kind of neat. Anyway, I thought I'd share that. I didn't have much to say about it 2 weeks ago because it was literally just released in the news and I hadn't learned much. But would do a little digging for you. I hope that's interesting to others. You go look into it for yourselves. Anyway, thanks for having me tonight. Nice to hear everybody in the net. W2JLS, I'll pass it back.
All right, John, appreciate you sharing that with us for sure. Yeah, definitely interesting stuff. Question for you real quick. You did mention a while back that you might be able to sub for me in the near future. I got a couple of dates for you, October 7th and 14th. If you'll check your calendar, drop me an email, let me know if that's all right. If you would like to sub for me on those nights, I would certainly appreciate it.
Sure, Vernon, it would be my pleasure. I will take a look at my calendar. I don't think this far out with that much warning, it should be fine. If you don't mind, if you could drop me an email. I'm not sitting at my desk right now, but I'd be happy to look at that. And then you and I just need to figure out how I do the net control side of things. Do I need to get into NetLogger and all of that? But yeah, it'd be a pleasure, sir. Anyway, yeah, just send me a note, okay? Good again. Good listening in tonight. W2JLS, back to you.
All right, John, will do. Yeah, I wanted to catch you early just in case. At least put the bug in your ear, so to speak. All right, John, appreciate the comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Roy, KI7PKL up in Oregon. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, brothers and net. It's been some pretty decent weather here in this past week. And the moon's coming around though, so I guess I've done imaging for the month, or for this lunar cycle anyhow. But anyhow, I put up some images on my QRZ page yesterday too. I've done experimenting with different things with the processing. And so anyway, we put up an image of M13 that was taken during the full moon a few weeks ago. And I just wanted to image something. The moon was full. Hey, let's try globular star cluster. It actually worked out pretty well doing that. A little different to process it though. And then we also put up one of the Lagoon Nebula, M8. And that one is very far south and just sort of darts between the treetops. I was getting about 26 minutes of exposure per night on that one. So I only have about an hour and 54 minutes when I got all done. But hey, that one's quite elusive, so we might add more to that next year. But anyway, fortunately, it's a bright object. And then the third object that we put up was the North American Nebula. And yeah, I got more like 10 hours or something like that on that one. And that's something I just could not do with the bigger telescope because it wouldn't fit. But it kind of fits in the field of view with this one. So there we go. Back to you, KSF. Big hail.
All right, Roy, I'm taking a look at those images. Yeah, that the M13 definitely. I've always liked globular clusters as well, so thanks for that. I may have to post that as well. Steal some more of your images for the newsletter and the web page for sure there, Roy. If you guys do get a chance, you may want to check out Roy's images on his QRZ page. Check out KI7PKL and just scroll down there for his images. Great images. Roy, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. Hopefully you'll get some more images as well. And the moon won't interfere too much with your imaging, but definitely appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. All right, next on the list is Rip out in West Virginia, K3XO. Good evening to you, Rip. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Ken out in Nevada, NV7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening there, Barnes. NV7SS here in Indian Springs, where the weather has been great, but it's kind of smoky and everything, too. Although I did notice the other day Venus coming out there. And, boy, Barnes, is Venus closest to the Earth right now at this time of year? Or, boy, I tell you, it sure seems brighter than usual. I tell you, it's really a bright star out there. Can you answer that question? NV7SS, back to you, Ernest.
Let's see. I'll have to check in on see how close Venus is to Earth right now. I didn't see anything that it was closest to Earth. But that's usually when it is between us and the sun. No, it just happens to be in a good place where the sun is shining on it fairly decently. It's actually half a magnitude or better dimmer than usually at its brightest right now. Anyway, but it's just at a good location to spot towards the southeast there. Higher up, darker skies. I'm sure that contributes to its relative brightness to your eyeball. The darker the sky, the brighter it's going to appear. So that may be part of it.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering about that because, I don't know, it might be my nice dark skies out here. I live out in a rural area and I don't have all those street lights and everything to blur my vision of it. So that might be what's going on too. But I don't know, it just seems like over the southeast it's a lot brighter than it was over there in the west when it was going down. So anyway, I was just curious about that. Thanks to the lot, Ernest. We'll turn it back to you in BB7SS.
You bet. Yeah, that's definitely it. In the evenings, the sky still hasn't settled down. You got a lot of the haze that hasn't cleared out, and you see Venus as it's approaching the western horizon, and may not necessarily look as bright just because the background sky is a little bit brighter and dims it out a little bit. But in the morning. In the morning. Plus, your eyeballs have, are still recovering from all the daylight during the day. So that maybe physiologically that may be part of it. But at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, when it is towards the southeast there, nice dark skies, nice clear skies, clearer for sure. A lot of that haze hasn't has diminished considerably. So that's probably the contributing factors to why it may look so bright. So we'll keep you informed when it is as bright as it is in the morning sky. So definitely make some comparisons there. All right, Ken, appreciate your question, appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, next on the list is Mike in Oklahoma, KO5AOK over on YouTube. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Mike, if you're still listening, if you've got any questions or comments, you can post over on the a YouTube chat, and I'll pick that up in just when you finally get it over there on YouTube. I know it's there's definitely a lag there. But we'll continue on down to Dalton, down in Texas. KJ5JYM. Good evening to you, Dalton. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Ed out in Broomfield, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Oh, W6RD. Now, move over. That's home from Aurora. I'm sorry, Arvada. What's up? It's been a long day. Headed back to Broomfield. Really nothing more for you. We're looking forward to today's report. I hope we get one. That's it for me. W6RD, that's the net.
All right, Ed, good to hear you doing the rocket report again, for sure. I appreciate that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Justin out in Utah, K7RAN. Good evening to you, Justin. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Oh, well, hello. No, just working a little bit. Happy to be called into the net. And name is Randy, November Delta Yankee. I'm in Salt Lake out here, and nothing much going on. It was a cooler day in the 80s. We've been just, day before yesterday, it was over 100 degrees out here, so it's been pretty miserable. We had as hot as it was today, it was quite a relief. That's it. Just a sleepy evening. Back to you, K7RAN.
All right, Randy, I got that changed. It pops up in NetLogger as Justin there. It picks up from QRZ. So and I have to remember to some of the names I got changed, but Randy, not yours yet. You're still a new guy on the net, so I'll get used to it eventually. But apologies. Yeah, stay cool. Stay cool. It was 96 degrees here in Denver. Skip the evening walk for that purpose, or afternoon walk. It was way too hot to get out there, and we'll wait till the evening twilight when it cools off here in Denver for tomorrow's walk. But yeah, Randy, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Next on the list is David out in Ohio, WE8M. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, KI0AR. This is M and that. This is WE8M. I'm kind of in a state of frustration here. A few days ago, I got via UPS a brand new C-Star S50 Smart Scope, and I guess I'm under the new telescope curse. It's been cloudy ever since I got it, and there's no end to it inside. So, hey, if anyone tells you different, tell them the new telescope curse is real. Anyway, back to that. WEA now.
All right, David. Yeah, I can relate. But at least it gives you some time to set that scope up in the living room and maybe open a window and take a look at things outside, learn the scope and how it works, and get familiar with it before you get it out in the darkness and try to look with a flashlight figuring things out. That might help. Or set it up somewhere and enjoy the comments from the significant other about when are you going to move that telescope and use it outside rather than inside my living room or my family room or something like that. You got to put up with that, those kinds of comments as well. But at least you got a chance to learn the scope, read all the fine print in the manual, make sure you can figure it out and collimate and all that good stuff. And get everything out so when you do get out there and get out under the skies, your first light will be that much better. For sure there, David. And yeah, patience. Astronomy is definitely a patient hobby for sure. Too many times it's hurry up and wait, or move over to, hey, there's something just popping out from that cloud, and you move your scope out and another cloud covers it up. Then what you were looking at before, hey, it's opened up, and you move it over to there and another cloud covers it up. And you can just hear those clouds going, sucker. Lots of gotchas. with viewing, and I'm sure Roy can expound on that as well with his imaging. Quite the challenge that as well. So David, hopefully you'll get out there and give us some great observation reports with your new scope there. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Philip in Texas, K5RUN, another new caller on the list. So welcome, Philip. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is K5RUN. Hey, question for you. For someone new to the hobby, just getting started, would you recommend just using a set of binoculars, or is there an entry-level telescope, or how would you get started? Back to you, Net Control Vernon.
Philip, great question. Great question. Binoculars is a great way to start. And maybe go out and get the current copy of either Astronomy Magazine or Sky and Telescope. Astronomy Magazine is geared more for new astronomers and just amateur astronomers. Sky and Telescope is a little bit more in depth, a little bit more technical. Get a copy of each and take a look and see which one you see. They've got some great articles, star charts in there as well for what's up in the night sky. Get the field guide to the stars and planets or something of that, so you can learn the sky. There's some free applications for either the computer, or I would recommend the computer or a laptop or an iPad type size, as opposed to getting the applications on your phone. They are great, but if all you got is your phone, then go with that. Get some of the freebie applications and start learning the sky before you get into looking through a telescope that you've purchased on your own. There are some gotchas with that. I would go see if you've got a local astronomy club or something like that, and they may have star parties. I would say go check those out, see what star parties they have. Sometimes they run a monthly or bi-monthly or quarterly or something like that. Check those out and go and look and see what the other scopes they have, and check that out first, and then come back and ask me that question again. I'm going to let this thing reset. Yeah, my initial recommendation: binoculars, and learn the night sky. Learn what you want to look for. Maybe you just want to look at constellations. Maybe you want to look at in-depth at the stars. Maybe you just want to scan the skies through the Milky Way. Get out somewhere away from the city and get into a dark sky area. The Perseid meteor shower is coming up, and all you need is your eyeball. Maybe a warm blanket or a lounge chair away from lights, or if your backyard is dark enough and clear enough, spread the blanket out on the ground, get out on the lounge chair. You might want to pull out a sleeping bag, who knows, and maybe some mosquito repellent as well. Get out there. The moon is going to be up and interfering with seeing some of those meteors, but try to put your back to the moon and take a look and just enjoy the night sky for what it is. The best time to look for meteors is in the early AM hours, between midnight and the morning hours, before dawn. But get out there, enjoy the sky first. I'll have some other recommendations for telescopes later on, especially when you start getting used to looking at the sky there, Philip. There you go. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, real great recommendations. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I'll do that and check back with you, let you know how it's going. K5RUN, this is Phil in Frisco, Texas, just outside Dallas.
Okay, one more recommendation before you buy a scope. Several gotchas. Do not, I repeat, do not buy a beginner scope that says, hey, this will do 600 magnification. If you see that advertised, run away. Run away as fast as you can. You will not be happy with that scope. Talk to any astronomer out there, and we don't look at much things greater than much more than about 150 magnification. What you're looking for is light gathering power, not the magnification. If they're trying to sell you on magnification, run away. If you're what you want is light gathering power, larger mirrors, and a very, very sturdy mount. A shaky mount will ruin your interest for astronomy. I will guarantee you that. Get a very stable mounted telescope and something that has your light gathering power that can look at things. 50 to 75 magnification is about all I ever use. Because you start losing some of the detail. They start getting fuzzier and fuzzier as you increase magnification. Now the best telescopes in the world, yeah, 150-inch telescope. If you can buy that mirror for a couple of $1 million, great. Something like that. If you can get rent time on the Hubble, yeah, do that for another couple of $1 million. Something like that. But I don't think that's within the normal budget of those that checked into the net tonight, for sure. But yeah, just a few pointers off the top of my head. Scan the skies at what you want to look at with a pair of binoculars. But in this case, try to get one that you can mount on a tripod, or if there is a mount available for that scope to mount on a tripod, that makes your viewing with binoculars much better. So try that. If not, rest your elbows on the top of a car or something like that, so that you are a much more stable platform for viewing through those binoculars.
More great tips. Appreciate that. And that particularly knowing the difference between magnification and light gathering power. That's a great tip. I really appreciate that. I think I probably would have fallen into the magnification trap there. Pretty good. Appreciate it, and I hope to get started here. Real good. Well, thanks a lot, K5RUN.
All right. Yeah, one more tip. Yeah, you're not gonna with those scopes. You're not going to look at anything under 600 magnification if your particular telescope is not clock driven. I mean, if there's no mechanics for it to track the stars, you will notice that the objects will pass through your field of vision very quickly. The greater the magnification, the faster that object will pass through, and you won't ever get it focused. So lower magnification is always better to start off with. I mean, even 25, even 25 or 30 will give you a much better view if your scope is not clock driven in some way. So, but of course, you're going to pay a little bit more money with those clock driven scopes. Like I said, find a local astronomy group, join it, or at least visit it, see what telescopes the other people have, ask them questions about what they would recommend as well. You'll find out some of those tips are exactly the same, and take a look. Look what your budget is. Check out your budget. Is it in the $300 range, or is it in the $3,000 range? Or is it more? What are you willing to spend over time? Adding to it. What do you want to look at? Do you want to look at the stars? You want to look at the sun? Things like that. It's another one of those hobbies where you can sink a lot of money into. So be careful with that. All right, Philip, appreciate the question, and hopefully those answers go for everybody, for sure. Appreciate you checking in, and again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Joel out in Wisconsin, KD9ZGZ. Good evening to you, Joel. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, I know it's running a little bit late. We were a little longer earlier, so I do appreciate everybody hanging around. Let's see. Next on the list is Patrick up in Wisconsin. NT9A. Good evening to you, Patrick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, evening, Burnus. Good to hear you. Unfortunately, no good viewing. No good viewing to be had here. There's a bunch of smoke in the air from those Canadian wildfires. And, my life has been way too hectic to stay up that late anyway. Even if I could see the sky, I wouldn't have the time or energy to do it. We got a new kitten in the household, so he's taking all my energy and attention. But one thing that did spark my attention is when you were talking about Voyager, there was an email that came through on the QST of my local radio club about QRV operations, and it was kind of a joke about Voyager 1 being QRV, because it's got a 20-watt transmitter, and by the time that the signal reaches Earth 15.5 billion miles away, it is of 1/4 of a watt. That's 1/4 of a watt, and then make that 0.72 of those instead of one of those. That's real low power. That's amazing that we can receive and decode that information. But I guess that's what arrays of giant satellites will do. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Back to you, NT9A.
All right, Patrick. Yeah, that 20 watts sure does decrease considerably over those billions of miles from here, and they are still receiving that over for 40 years later as well. So something to be said for that. And yeah, big array, gigantic arrays, multiple dish arrays spread over multiple miles for sure to get those signals and actually send those signals to the satellite and be able to for the satellites to receive, because they are still receiving signals from us as well, to shut down some of the instruments on there and actually reprogram those things while they are in flight just slightly. So and the length of time that it takes to send and receive those signals as well. So yeah, just boggles the mind there, Patrick, for sure. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Moy down in Texas, N5ZIQ. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Dave up in Evergreen, AF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Oh, I got a couple things to fill in the gap at the bottom of Ed's rocket report.
as I think I mentioned last week on the Gilmore, they did recover their bottle of Vegemite that was their payload. Today, the CEO of Gilmore Space posted on X him eating that Vegemite on a slice of toast, just to prove that it was still edible. And congratulations to Gilmore on that. Also, there's been a lot of discussions, Scott Manley and other people, TMRO's crew, about the rocket. It is a solid fuel-ish rocket. It's a hybrid. It uses a undisclosed, nobody knows what the solid part of the fuel is, and H2O2 as the oxidizer, so that when it went up, it lost one engine right after launch and one engine about 5 seconds later. So it was only running on 2 out of 4 engines. And the comment was made that I think they have the record of the first unintentional return to land site vertical landing, because they did land, touched down vertical on the ground on their launch, away from the launch site. They also did not have a big run because solid fuel rockets with that hydrogen peroxide oxidizer don't make big explosions, so that was all very impressive for them. Also, because their engines are non-gimbling, they don't have thrust vector control on the engines. They have massively overpowered reaction control system to keep the rocket pointing where they want to point it, because if there's any off-axis thrust, the reaction control system has to maintain directional control even against whatever off-center thrusters the whole time. So that's it for Gilmore Space. And then on the other side of the world, at Starbase, as Ed mentioned, they did have 2 reported successful static fires, a single-engine sea level Raptor, and then all 6 engines, 3 vacuum and 3 sea level. They took ship 37 off the launch mount and returned it back to the Mega Bay. They then started disassembling all of the MacGyver work they had done on the launch mount. They removed the adapter ring that the ship was sitting on, and they removed a bunch of the plumbing, and they started reinstalling all the clamps for the booster till about 11 o'clock last night. At that point, somebody pulled the trigger and all work reversed. They started removing the clamps from the hold-down arms that they had just been installing. They got 15 of them on before they reversed direction. And the ship transport stand returned to the Mega Bay. And this afternoon, the adapter ring that had been sent over to the San Francisco workyard has been returned to the pad and reinstalled in the launch mount. And they are currently preparing to lift Ship 37 back onto the transport stand and return it to the launch site for another round of tests. Undisclosed whether that will just be a spin prime or a full-blown static fire of the swap. They swapped one of the vacuum Raptors, swapped Raptor engine. I think that's all I've got for this week, but that does mean there's probably a bit of a delay on the potential launch, so now instead of mid to late August, it's probably late August to early September. And with that, AS0AS, back to the next.
All right, Dave, I appreciate you filling in with the more news, more rocket report news. Do appreciate that. I know I do appreciate you being a resource for that as well. So thanks for that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Bob down in Texas. KJ5JOM. Good evening to you, Bob. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. All right, Bob, over on YouTube, actually. Hopefully you're still listening in, so thanks for that. Appreciate you checking in via YouTube. Next on the list, also Caleb checking in from YouTube. Again, welcome to the net, Caleb. KF0UPB. Good evening to you, Caleb. Let's see if we can hear you tonight. Go ahead. What have you got for us tonight? Okay, Caleb, don't know if you were trying to Caleb, don't know if you were trying to transmit there, but I heard some break in there. KF0UPB. Good evening to you, Caleb. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, another YouTube checker-inner. Do appreciate that. Everybody that's listening in on YouTube as well, so do appreciate it. Next on the list is Michael, Holtz Michael, DO3YAO in Germany. Good evening to you, Michael. What have you got for the net tonight? Please go ahead. All right, at least we got some DX. At least we got some DX tonight. That's cool. All right. Let's see. Next on the list is KJ5MER Shane down in Texas. Checked in via YouTube. Shane, if you're still listening, or if you can transmit over the air. I know you were listening earlier. Let's see. Shane, are you with us tonight? KJ5MER. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. All right, not seeing much over on the YouTube responses. Okay, no worries there. All right, next on the list is Rick up in Ontario, VA3RKL. Good evening to you, Rick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Doug out in Parker, K0ATP. Good evening to you, Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Mark out in Ohio, KC8FQV. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Richard up in Minnesota, WA7AFV. Good evening to you, Richard. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Alan down in Colorado Springs, N4LBL. Good evening to you, Alan. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. All right, we are at the bottom of the list and well past the top of the hour. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and make one more call. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Please call KI0AR. If you are a if you're a new check-in, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Please call KI0AR now.
Victor Alpha 3, without my schedule, putting in the same check-in.
Okay, missed that call there. I got Victor Alpha 3 something something Echo. If you could come back with the call phonetically twice, I'll get you on the list. VA3 something something Echo. If you could come back twice with your call sign phonetically, I'll get you checked in.
Victor Alpha 3, without my schedule, going 1. Victor Alpha 3, without my schedule, going 1. Checking.
Okay, let's see. I think that might be a new call. Let me make sure if that is the correct call sign. Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Mike Tango. Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Mike Tango. Is that correct? Over.
Affirmative, that is correct. That is correct.
Okay, a pardon for, let's see, hopefully I'll get your pronunciation. Prashant, I have there. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. That is a new call, so welcome to the net. My name is Bernus, that's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. You've caught the tail end of the Colorado Astronomy Net. We start at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm hoping you've been listening for a little while. Had a good net tonight, but welcome. Let me know the pronunciation of your name as well, and then tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Always like to touch base with my new check-ins and find out a little bit more about your interests. Prashant, please go ahead. VA3HMT, welcome to the net. Go ahead.
You pronounce my name perfectly. It's okay. That's exactly how you say it, for sure. And I've been listening for a while. I heard everyone speaking, and I was kind of on the fence on whether I should come in or not. But finally, I checked in myself a little bit about my interest. I'm mostly into night sky viewing and probably spotting satellites and videos here and there. I just live in a semi-rural area, so I do get to see the night sky quite a bit. And that's about. I used to have a telescope. I used to have a electron reflecting telescope, but I had to given it up because I did not have much time to do viewing. Um, that's about it. That's about my interest in astronomy.
All right, Prashant, again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Thanks for listening in for a little while. So you got an idea of what the net is, for sure. And I do like, all of these check-ins count. I tally up these numbers. We had 25 check-ins so far. I don't know if we'll get another one or not, but I maybe better check. I don't see anybody else over on the YouTube checking in. And I'm not seeing anything over in the email as well. So I think you're going to be the last one for this evening. I send these numbers into JPL. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. They're counted, and they actually count for something. JPL uses the numbers, and they get funding from NASA. This is one of my things for doing outreach for JPL as a solar system ambassador. There are over 200 worldwide that do various things for JPL, and they submit these numbers into NASA and get funding for outreach programs. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated, and you guys, it counts. It counts for something. It counts for all of the information that I can pass along to you guys. A lot more as far as that's concerned, but yeah, do appreciate it. And again, welcome to the net, Prashant. Do appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let this thing reset and then wrap up for this evening. Okay, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 25 check-ins for checking in tonight, and everybody for sticking around as well. Ran a little long tonight, so I do appreciate everybody sticking around for the net. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu on Wednesdays. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their radio repeater systems here in Denver area. Like to thank the Skyhub Link group for the use of their systems as well. All the repeaters, Echo Links, All-Star nodes, all the ways that you guys can check into the net. Check out skyhublink.com for all the other different ways that you can check into the net here tonight. And also like to thank all our YouTube listeners for being out there, YouTube listeners and chatters as well. So do appreciate that. And for those of you who do have a YouTube, you can check out previous Colorado Astronomy Nets as well, and especially this one tonight. So I do appreciate that. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.
KI0AR is Julia.
AF0AS, this is KI0AR. Go ahead, Dave.
I just want you to know your last closing remarks, 450 wasn't repeating them, and like my comments come and go.
Okay, Dave, do you have any other comments for the net? Go ahead. I won't close it out officially.
Nope, no other comments. I was just going to ask you off the net if you looked outside and seen the smoke.
Oh, well, I won't see too much tonight, but I know it's there. Earlier, could hardly even see downtown. And I'm about 13 miles due south of Denver proper. Yeah, I couldn't even see downtown hardly at all.
Unfortunately, I think I reached visibility about 3 miles there recently.
Yeah, Dave, it's bad. It's bad all over, especially just listening to other people's reports here on the smoke and the problems that they have, not only here in Colorado, but all over the Midwest and north of us too. So it's definitely a mess.
Yeah, apparently what we're getting right now is all wet smoke. It's coming. There's 3 fires on the other side of the divide that are taking smoke into the Denver Med area.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was hoping that we got a pretty heavy winds last night, and I was hoping some of it would blow out. Unfortunately, it looked like it was even thicker earlier today. It was even thicker than it was yesterday. So I don't know what we're in for. All right, Dave. Yeah, we'll chat later. I got to wrap this stuff up and head back on upstairs and call it a night. 73 to you. AF0AS, this is KI0AR. 73.
KI0AR is really is. Yeah, I'll wrap it up. I just want to make a comment. It looks like 20 meters is wide open right now. I've got contacts into Russia and all over the place in the last 45 minutes to an hour.
Cool. Maybe I'll have to hop on FT8 for a little bit and try that out, or just spin the dial and see what happens. But 20 meters, okay. We may play a little bit longer. All right, Dave, appreciate that. Take care. 73 AF0AS. This is KI0AR.
answer.